guys, what's going on? Yes, today we're going to be talking about Syncopation for the Modern Drummer, a book that is very, very versatile, used by pretty much every drummer out there and still very current today. So this notation system, this framework can be used in any genre of music. Today we're going to be covering it in the context of jazz. Let's get straight to it. So this whole exercise comes from page 38, just the first two lines. That's where you can play the whole page obviously, but just for the sake of this lesson we're focusing on the first two lines. And so the first step would be just to play the melody on the snare drum. For the context of this lesson, I'm going to play a swing pattern on the ride, I'm going to feather the bass drum and then play 2 and 4 on the hi-hat. Here we go. To gain a stronger independence, it's recommended to play the melody with the bass drum as well. So whatever you do with your hands, try and do with your feet. And so I'm just going to play an example. Same thing again, swing pattern on the ride cymbal, 2 and 4 on the hi-hat. I'm going to leave the snare out for this one and just play the melody with the bass drum. Here we go. The third step that I used to play and develop more independence and start to develop a little bit of freedom, I think is probably the best word with this, is by alternating the snare and bass. So if I play the first note with the snare, then I'm going to play the second note with the bass drum, and then I'm just going to keep alternating them. So this is just snare and bass. 1, 2, 3. And then what I did after that was simply just voice the left hand in a clockwise motion. So if I'm playing a snare drum on the left, bass drum with the second note, the third note is going to be a tom followed by a bass drum, then following with a floor tom, and it's going to continue to go in a circular clockwise motion. I think for this exercise, when I started the second line, I just played the snare drum, I just started it again. But feel free to get creative with it. You don't have to always go in a clockwise motion. You can go anti-clockwise. It's really up to you. But this is just one example that might help you utilize this book. Something that I really, in developing this groove, this feel, so it's really important to start slow, like with anything, and really internalize the rhythm, the syncopation of it, memorize the rhythm, memorize the melody to a point where you're not thinking about it anymore. Because if you're not thinking about it, if you're just playing it and feeling it, it will sound smooth, it will sound effortless, I think is probably the best word that I'm always sort of go for. And I know that I notice when I start to think about things a little bit too much when I'm playing, especially if I haven't learned it properly. And if I listen back to that sort of take, then what happens straight away is I notice that it sounds a little bit stiff. And so I try to avoid that, and that's something that I have noticed in my own playing the more that I have recorded myself. So again, anytime you're learning something, such a handy way to progress your playing and get faster results is to record yourself. Listen back. You know, it's not always going to be great for ages, and it can be a little bit discouraging, but just keep pushing through that not so pleasant feelings, and then it does get better a little bit every day. So hey guys, thank you so much for watching. That's it for today. There's going to be definitely more videos because there is just so much to cover from this book and a lot of things that I want to share with you guys. So take care, hope everyone's doing well, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.